It is MMA Control. We are back. It is Jekyll the MMA and Big VERB, and it is the Paramount era of the UFC. For the first card of the year, Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. Big week. How you feeling? Welcome back.
Right, it's been a long time, over a month almost. The break was kind of nice, but I definitely started itching for some UFC these last 2 weeks. But I will give the NFL some credit. They've been very entertaining while the UFC has been away.
I haven't even missed it, to be honest with you. The cardiac bears were keeping my weekend plans alive.
But like I said, that is probably the first year I've been so interested in football in my life. Between the NFL, the college game's been awesome too. Indiana was fun to watch. So thank God for football sometimes.
And I've always been a football guy. I've been in the mud, dude. You're not even a Chicago dude. You were a St. Louis Ram.
They don't exist anymore.
The LA Rams, they came in and dashed my hopes and dreams. But listen, genuinely, I think the break was nice. I think we got a nice flush out our system. We're at the point now where it's like, I'm ready for some fights. The Bears are done. Football, all the villains have made it. So fuck the Super Bowl. Who gives a shit? The Patriots are going to win again. They should have suffered more. But I'm excited. But unfortunately, I'm not even going to be watching the event this time. It's killing me.
Why aren't you going to be watching the event?
Doing my first play-by-play for MMA in New York also happens to be on Saturday night.
Ooh. At least you're not missing a crazy card. I mean, it's a good card.
No, it could be some insane. Could be better.
Yeah, definitely a little sad. I was personally a little sad when I was very excited for Amanda Nunes' return. Obviously, I love Valentina, but she's definitely not the most exciting female fighter. As she's gotten older, she just dominates people, controls them on the ground mostly. Amanda Nunes goes there and just boxes. And I have missed her dramatically, so I am a little disappointed we're not getting her because I expected her to win and then be on the White House card. It was perfectly set up for that. So I am a little disappointed in that, but we got some good ones. Sean O'Malley's back. Derek Lewis is back. Gene Silva's looking to bounce back. We got Umar. So we got a pretty good main card. Undercard, not really bad at all well-known people, a few contender guys. Overall, pretty solid, to be honest with you. Not how I thought they would start the Paramount, beginning. I thought it'd be a little more juiced, to be honest with you. But I do think they're saving a lot of fights for certain events at this point, especially that White House card. I just have a feeling they got some people on like reserve on the bench so they can just juice that White House card to max capacity. But either way, UFC's back. We're back. So it's a good week.
I feel like it's perfect. Shador, perfect timing. We're back.
Absolutely.
It's a weird card though. So you think we should get into it a little bit?
Let's go ahead and start it off.
I think for the first fight, hard fight to pick. We got the 6-0 Contender Series. Ty Miller debuting versus the 10-5 Adam Fugit. Who do you got?
I think I'm going to go Tyler. I don't have a lot of confidence in Adam, even though he's had to fight some beast, unfortunately for him. Thinking back to Contender, I do remember him, very nonchalant guy. He won Contender Series in the Contender Series, but wasn't super happy with his performance. So I am looking to see how he bounces back from that, even though he did win technically, but he seemed like he wanted more from it. So I think I'm going to go with the new guy rather than, I believe Adam's 3-2 in the UFC. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the new blood. A little more hungry.
No, I think I also am gonna go with Ty Miller, but don't be surprised. I think an Adam Fugit little upset here can happen. He's a crafty vet.
You never know with the Contender guys. That first UFC fight is very telling every time.
Next up, Ricky Tercios, former Tough alum, former Raul Rosas Jr. victim versus Adrian Yanez's protege, Cam Smotherman, the 12-6 fighter. Kind of a weird one, kind of like the regional mids. I think I'm going to go with Cam Smotherman here.
I am going to go with Cam Smotherman too. I know he's lost a few in the UFC. I'll give him a little credit though, like that last loss against Ricky Simon. was probably the best Ricky's looked in years. Like, I think that was Ricky's first win in like 3-4 fights. Probably kept him in the UFC. I do think he'll come back. I think Ricky's been on kind of a down slope. So I'm going to go with the younger guy. Kind of more, I see going a little more uphill, even though he's losing. I do think he's getting better rather than somehow I think Ricky's getting worse. I know that sounds terrible to say about a fighter, but just going off the footage, it's hard not to go with Cameron. And he's not I don't know if you saw it, but he opened as a minus 340 and he's like minus 180 now, which is really interesting.
I think that makes sense. I think like he opened as a wide favorite. Like,
agree.
Is it too wide? I think there's some big ones on here. Talking of this one, too wide, we have a featured heavyweight matchup. We've got fucking MAGA man himself, Josh Hokett, coming in. He left the NFL because he didn't want to get paid and he wasn't good enough. So now he's here and he's fighting Olympic training wrestler. He's not an Olympic wrestler, but he trains with the Olympians at the Olympic Training Center and in Colorado with the big heavyweights, Denzel Freeman. Hokett's minus 250, Denzel Freeman plus 190, plus 200. Give me Denzel Freeman all day.
Yeah, this one's kind of a tough one because if you go based off their first fights in the UFC, it's hard not to go towards Josh. You know what I mean? It's more dominant. Where Denzel Freeman, he didn't really come in and do what everyone expected, what he was doing on the regional scene. I do think, if Josh can get a takedown, it's all Denzel. But I don't know, Josh has kind of got that momentum going. I'm sure he wants to win so he can be on that White House card and, go full Trump mode. He's basically the new Colby, in my opinion. So, man, it's a tough one. I definitely get why you're picking Freeman, but I think I'm gonna go Josh. I think he's just gonna get a lucky hit. Yeah, I think second round, I think it's either gonna be a really boring fight for 3 rounds, or I think Josh gets a knockout in the second. Which if it goes to 3, I definitely have Freeman. Because he'll be the reason why it goes 3 rounds for sure.
Next up, Unk versus almost Unk. Michael Johnson versus Alex Hernandez. I think this one, I don't want to overthink it. I'm taking Alex Hernandez by knockout.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go there with you. Michael Johnson's had a couple impressive, decent wins lately. You know what I mean? He's definitely kind of had a little bounce back. He's just got such a good chin. That win over Daniel, that's a good win on your resume, man, especially at 30, 39. Holy moly. But I think it ends here. I think Alex, he's got some power. He's not going to hold back. He's been knocking dudes out, especially that Chase Hooper one. That surprised me when that happened. We both saw that live. That was, we didn't see that coming. So I think it's going to be kind of similar. I think he's going to be able to kind of put a beating on good old Michael Johnson, and I think you're going to see probably a late knockout. I'm going to go late second, early third.
Nice. Next, we got Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson NRG. Now, I'm a big Charles Johnson guy, and Alex Perez, his results are kind of all over the place. Now, I found some information that I don't want to share, but there may or may not be a problem I'm taking Alex Perez. That's all I'm going to say. I'm taking Alex Perez. There may or may not be an undisclosed injury from one of those sides.
You know what that's reminded me of? You remember Conor, the Khabib press conference by himself? He brings up Ali. He's like, I know a lot of things about Ali I shouldn't speak about, but I will. Yeah, no, I think we're both Charles fans. Alex is a good fighter. I think you look at a lot of the red on his resume and it's easy to think he's not that great. But when you look at who he's losing to, he's fighting savages. The UFC has done him 0 favors in the past, 4 years? I mean, but Pantoja, Muhammad, he got that Nikolai win. That was good. Tatsiro, Asu, just savages, bro. He doesn't get no little layup win. I think I don't want to say this is a downgrade in competition because I don't want to disrespect Charles like that, but I do think Charles is not a fighter like the rest of those guys. Definitely more striking focus than anything. My biggest worry would be Alex taking him down, controlling the fight. You're scaring me. My heart wants to say Charles, but if there's something going on, I kind of want to go with Alex because if you got an injury and you got someone who wants to take you down, that's not a good mix. That's a terrible mix.
Agreed.
But I'm going to go against you and pick Charles anyway. So.
Next up, we got the 205ers. We got Nikita the Minor Krylov. We got Modestus, the Lithuanian Lightning, whatever his nickname is, Bukowskis.
Yeah, it's a crazy name.
And these guys, I'm taking Nikita Krylov. I think Bukowskis, like Nikita Krylov has been ultra chinny recently, but like Bukowskis is just he's a decisionator. He's such a decisionator. This dude split versus Ion Kutalaba. I guess he's low-key been finishing it.
Yeah, I was about to say, he hasn't been
decisioning. If you look at these people, they're all terrible. Like Paul Craig, come on now. Ion Kutalaba, split decision, come on now. Cerquera, the worst. Prakniau, the worst. Flatline by Vitor Petrino, tough. But this is what I'm talking about.
No, you're not.
Zach Pauga, decision. Tyson Pedro, decision. Lee Chadwick, decision.
Yeah.
Olin Jacek, decision. Like, I think I'm going to go with Krylov.
I don't blame you. It's kind of crazy how one-sided topology is actually for this fight with the odds being so close as they are. I was kind of surprised by that. 83% are on Bukowskis.
Bukowskis.
However you say that.
Crazy town.
I might ride with you. I do think he might be due for a win. The Rays fight's not aging well, but that's okay.
I can live with that one because Reyes, it's not a matter of is he good or bad.
And the last guy,
it's a matter of will he get chin.
Last guy he went against a fucking beast, like that Hitman guy.
And Guskov's really fucking good too. Like,
yeah. So I think I'm gonna ride that with you. That's a good dog pick. I like that one.
Yeah. Next up, listen. Atiba Gauthier versus Andre Puliev. I love Atiba. I love him. Like, he's such a fun personality. Me and him are the exact same age. He's 2 months older than me. He's fucking, which makes me feel so bad about myself because look at fucking Atiba. That boy has a 12-pack growing on his 12-pack. He's got traps. He's so trapped up, it looks like a little guy crawling out wearing a muscle suit. He's literally an animal. But my problem that I run into at this fight, Atiba is minus 950.
Yeah. Oof. Floyd Mayweather.
He's minus 1,000. And he's only fought bums. Like Tristan Vines doesn't deserve to be in the UFC. Robert Valentin.
Well, remember too, that was a last minute call in to fill in to get him up.
Yeah, versus Ozzy Diaz, who's not good either.
We saw
Robert
that fight. We saw that fight. I forgot. I totally forgot. We saw that fight.
Sponsored by the MMA Control podcast.
Hey.
I was able to see that fight. Robert Valentin versus Atiba, like he's bum. Jose Medina, bum. Yuri Nato.
He's got a lot of layups.
He was 6-0, so he was cool. But like he's 7-2 now, so he's gotten a win. So I guess he's all right, maybe. He lost Gyota Yamauchi, and then he got a win. Yamauchi's good though, so like that's whatever. But like before that, 17-13, 1-0, 0-1, 2-24, 0-0, 0-0. Like that is not good. And Puliev, like as mid as he is, I don't think Atiba's trying to take him down. And bro, Puliev is gross on the feet.
Yeah, and I think that Duncan fight was a good test. Even though he lost.
I think so too. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Leroy Duncan is bigger than Atiba. He's a big British dude, same type of striking, dangerous as shit, went to a decision. And it's like Christian Leroy Duncan's had a ton of fights. Nick Klein, he was getting ragdolled all around, made it to round 2, KO'd him. That Liam Anderson fight, it was a decision. Sick performance. Like, he's freaking good, man. So I just don't know. I don't know. Like, I think I'm putting money on Puliev.
Why not? I'm taking at those odds. Why not put a
he's
little?
Plus 550, and he's the best fighter by a mile that Atiba's fought.
And don't forget that dude like I said, Alaba, whatever his name is, he got that last minute change for a regional guy. And remember, that guy gave him a little problem at the start of that fight. He gave him a little problem, unless I'm thinking of a completely different fight.
No, that fight, like he tried to wrestle him, and then he felt him and just started running away. Remember, he threw a knee and he fell to his ass. He got up and ran away.
Yeah,
it was bad. He shot in for a takedown, and then he went stiff like a deer and fell over.
I do know it. I know yours. I know. I remember it now. Now that you say that.
But Pulev, like that's the thing. What I'm saying is like Ateba's a huge middleweight, right? 6'4", 81-inch reach.
It's a big,
absolutely fucking massive.
That's a big boy.
Andre Pulev is also 6'4", and he's got an 85-inch reach.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
I lied. 80-inch reach. Whoa, I was way wrong. But they're the same size.
Yeah, those are big boys.
So we'll see.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard not to pick the favorite, but like I think we both agree he's not very well tested yet in the UFC. And this will definitely be a big step up for both. This is kind of, honestly, this is a big deciding factor for both of them, kind of where they traject in the UFC, to be honest.
Next up, I think we're going to make this one about a 15-second pick. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo. Umar is minus 1,600. I think I'm going to take Umar Nurmagomedov to win this fight.
Yeah, I think I'm going to bet by sub, too. I think Figueiredo's terrible on the ground. Corey Sandhagen proved that. I mean, that's why I thought Corey was going to be Merab, because he just bullied Figueiredo, and I'm like, oh, Figueiredo's known as God of War and all this crazy, and then he just got bullied by Sandhagen. Nope, that was not the case. So I think it's very different for him this weight class. I know he got that win last time, but Umar's a different animal. Merab's not at the top anymore, so I know Umar's especially motivated right now to get that belt. So I think him and his team know he has to. If Corey Sandhagen finished him, you need to finish him. So I think it's not going to be about winning. It's going to be about finishing Figueiredo as quick as they can.
I like it. Now, Paramount UFC. We've got the first numbered event, baby. Free $99 with a subscription. Starting it off. We've got Arnold Allen taking on the Zionist Gene Silva. I can say that because I am a yarmulke wearing fella. I think as much as I'd love to say Arnold Allen is going to win this, Gene Silva is going to knock him the fuck out silly.
Yeah, I'm just going to bet on who I think has the most autism. And Silva is definitely the winner of that contest.
I think Arnold Allen's the tism winner, but I think it's a different. When
you got a guy holding onto a cage barking, it's a lot of autism going on there. I think people like, you look at that he got knocked out, but bro, he didn't look bad against Lopez. Lopez was just countering him so bad, and eventually caught him with that.
That was my pick of the year, my upset of the year.
I remember. I think Lopez is on a whole nother level than Allen, in my opinion, respectfully. I think
I also want to shout out to a fellow creator that we know named Octagon Oracle. He posted a video the other day showing exactly my fears. Like Arnold Allen's a southpaw who relies on setting his big left overhand up by like kind of a slappy right hook, and he leans right. And Gene Silva is a freaking left hook merchant. So every time boy goes this way, guess what he's fucking leaning into? Yeah. Vicious left hooks. So I think it's just gonna go. Boom.
Yeah, and I think that team too, they had a rough end of the year last year. Minus Carlos did make a really good comeback. Good 2 great wins. So I do think they're very inspired and motivated. They were riding a big high, maybe a little bit too big than, a few of them could cash. So I think Silva's going to be very motivated, a big fan favorite. He's going to feel the love coming. They're in Vegas. So I think he's going to be very motivated. And I wouldn't be surprised if he, like you said, gets that left hook knockout.
Awesome. Now, next up, Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. Doug Rose. Man, I love Natalia Silva. She's a minus 440 favorite. Call me crazy. I'm taking Rose Namajunas straight up to get the victory here. She's going to grapple.
I pray she does. She's definitely going to need to, because she just doesn't. since she left Trevor, she just doesn't have. I'm pretty sure she's not with Trevor anymore. I do feel like she's lost that striking knockout. Like I think she's just kind of, I don't know whether it's just kind of went away from it, fell in love with wrestling again or whatever it is. But you can definitely tell it's just not what she's after as much anymore. I feel like she's not after finishes anymore, to be honest with you. If you really watch her fight, she doesn't really go for those finishes that much. Rose used to be one of my favorite female fighters. She's definitely had a little up and down time. You know, she had that I'll never forgive her for that Carla fight. I've never been so bored watching a fight I'd rather watch Izzy and Romero than ever watch that Rose and Carla fight. I will never forget that fight. I think I fell asleep honestly during it, and I missed the main event because of it.
Well, see, that's the thing. It was so bad, I don't remember it at all.
There's nothing to remember, and that was a championship fight. I just feel like she lost that fierce warrior wanting to win spirit, man, that she used to have coming in. That I'm the best. Natalia hasn't lost in a while. I don't see Rose giving her more problems than Alexa Grasso gave Natalia. I really don't. So I think I'm going to have to go with Silva, probably by decision more than likely. So I do think she's the best. Honestly, I'd rather see her fight Valentina than Rose. Valentina would destroy Rose right now, I think.
I think so as well. I want Natalia to win. I think she's better for the sport. She's fun.
Yeah.
Next up,
big boy.
I know Black, I know Dominican. We got Waldo Salsa Boy Acosta versus Derek the Black Beast Lewis. Now,
America.
Two big black men, one denier, one accepting.
I was gonna say something when you said that, but you perfectly went with it. I was about to say, well, technically.
And listen, I know Black is going to win this fight by decision or knockout, but I think Waldo. I'm a fucking Waldo hater, but this brother doesn't lose. He fucking salsas on everybody, dancing around. Every fucking fight, and I can't be scared of it anymore. I'm aware of it, you know. I'm taking Waldo.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, after his last few performances, kind of doing what nobody thought he was gonna do. I mean, what did he fight? He fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times last year. That for a heavyweight, that is crazy.
Fights a ton,
and he did lose one. Sergey wasn't a bad loss. That was like Sergey's first win since the Tom fight. So that was definitely a tough one. But all the other ones are great wins, man. He beat 2 big up and coming guys in great fashion. He kind of did what Derek Lewis be doing. You know, he knocks out these new guys that are coming up that kind of think, oh, I'm about to beat this guy up, and he just knocks them out. It's hard to bet against Derek Lewis, but he also hasn't won more than 2 fights in so long. And the guys he's kind of beat are kind of young guys that make mistakes and were kind of just not ready. Actually, he wasn't a young guy. He's 33. Fuck it. I'm going America. Black Beast. You know, USA in this hoe. Lewis.
Water. I'm going with Salsa Boy. Next up, we've got Song Yadong versus Sean O'Malley. And this is a weird one. Listen, I think, like, I really like Yadong. Like, I think he has the chance. Like, pause. He is super powerful. Crazy power, crazy speed. But I think we saw it with the Corey fight. Like, if you can stay on the outside, pepper a jab, pepper him up, it's kind of a basic, you know how to beat him, and it's with the basics. And I think Sean knows that, and I think he's going to be outside on the big cage, peppering him up. I think Sean O'Malley gets the job done.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Song Yadong, you know, his wins, they don't impress me much. You know, the Henry one, the eye poke shit, not impressive. Peter Yan beat him up. The Chris Gutierrez, he's such a hit or miss depending on, the type of fighter that shows up. And then Ricky Simon, who was on a losing streak at the time, he beat. So, and Michael Morales, you know what weird. I mean? So honestly, like, who he's beating, you look at the names and be like, yeah, oh, that's a good name. It's a good name to add to your resume. But if you look at where they're at in their career, it's not that great, to be honest with you. Sean O'Malley, I mean, he's losing against Merab because he doesn't have that wrestling that Merab has, respectfully. But one thing we all know Sean has, striking. And I just think that's going to be a problem. I think Sean's going to put on a clinic. 3 rounds. I think, he doesn't have to fight 5, which I think will be probably really nice on him. So he can kind of use that energy for 3 rounds. And yeah, I'm Sean O'Malley all day. My question is just, can Sean get a late knockout, or is he just going to be piecing him up for 3 rounds? That's where I just kind of go back and forth on. So I want to think Sean needs a big knockout win to kind of get in that conversation. A decision would be cool, but I think a knockout would definitely put him back in that, top 5 conversation, even though he's ranked 3. But, you definitely stepped out of that championship conversation, losing back-to-back fights and getting choked out. That definitely did not help him at all. So yeah, I think Sean probably goes out there looking for a knockout. I don't remember if Song Yadong has good wrestling or not, so I don't know if you'd go for a sub just to make a point. But definitely Sean. I mean, I would put my mortgage on Sean, to be honest with you.
Nice, and I think he's due, man. He's good.
Yeah, it's
he
just
beat Peter Yan, no matter what you said.
And he got Merab when he was on a run. Merab was fighting his best. The best you've seen him fight, like, honestly. And, he got Merab when he had a break. You know what I mean? These other guys are getting Merab on, like, back-to-back fights and shit. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely all Sean O'Malley. It's just a matter of how he wins it is the question.
Yeah, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a good fight.
On to the main event. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett.
I think this one's cut and dry, baby. I think I see a lot of people thinking, oh, Justin's going to piece him up. No.
I think
the UFC gets what the UFC wants. Paddy Pimblett by submission.
I think everyone saying that is paid by sportsbooks and trying to convince you to bet on Justin Gaethje. Because let me tell you, all the red flags about Justin Gaethje in the last 2 weeks. Multiple staph scars, and not just like some little rinky dink, like they are massive. It looks like someone stuck him with a fucking massive needle hard as hell and is recovering from it. It looks like a fucking vampire from Blade got on his fucking neck. Talks about retirement. He's very conflicted. If he loses his fight, it's in. But if he wins, all of a sudden he's going to go on some insane comeback, beat Ilya, beat Max. Delusion at his finest. So I think Justin Gaethje's done. I've never seen anyone win a championship fight, even though this is interim, so I don't think it counts in my opinion. And I'm so tired of interim belts, to be honest with you. I think if you're talking about retiring before one of your biggest fights in the past few years, minus that Charles one, it's done. It's never a good sign. He's obviously been in some of the most brutal wars of the UFC. And if we go off history, he gets finished every championship fight. You know what I mean? It gets to him. He fought weird against Khabib. He fought reckless against Charles.
He's 1-0 in interim fights.
And that was his best fight he'll ever have in his life. That Tony fight was the best Justin Gaethje version you'll ever see in your life. That was a beautiful display of martial arts. But that was as good as it gets. It was all downhill after that. He was scared of Khabib. He thought Charles was weak and called him a quitter, and then just got put on his ass and then choked out in 3 minutes. I don't think Paddy subs him. I know everyone's thinking Paddy's going to finish him. I think he's still extremely durable. But his last 2 wins against the same guy, it's not impressive to me. I think it's Paddy all day. Now, can Justin get lucky? Pull off an upset? Definitely possible. I'll just be interested to see the jiu-jitsu of Patty versus Justin's so-called wrestling that everyone's been talking about for 20 fucking years that we've never seen, but it's somewhere in there in his little tricks of the trade. So I'll be interested to see if he uses how that takedown defense really is, because Patty's not a wrestler. He does jiu-jitsu, so he's not double legging you. He's kind of probably more trying to trip you and stuff like that. So I think Patty by decision is more than likely what's going to happen. And let's be honest, every time Patty goes against someone halfway fucking decent, minus Chandler, who's not good, King Green, not good, it goes to decision. So,
I think we're going to sub here.
You think we're going to sub? Has Justin... Oh, yeah, Charles got him, but Charles submits everybody.
Charles,
so.
Khabib, everybody's saying, they're saying
Charles?
Patty's not them. Patty's not them. Patty's fucking, he's them.
He's not.
He is them. He's not Khabib wrestler. He's not maybe a Charles jiu-jitsu. He is as dangerous in MMA at finishing a fight on the ground as anybody.
That's an asinine statement, I think.
I think
the
if you look at
ground game against Charles, I think is crazy.
I think right now, if you pick, do I think Charles is a better striker, a more well-rounded fighter than Patty? Yes. If you were to be like, who's going to go out there and sub someone right now? I'm picking Patty.
Yeah.
And I only say that
Charles, though, because anyone that isn't Islam and Armin, I mean, it's just getting beat up by Charles, you know? But I agree, but I get what you're saying.
I'm saying right now, Charles Oliveira has not went out there. He just submitted Gamrot, so that's a different story.
That's a big sub.
I think Patty subs Gamrot too.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think Ilya knocks out Patty, sure. Decision with Chandler, and Chandler raped him in the first round of their first fight. Armin, I think, probably beats Patty. He beat Charles. Beneil, I think Patty gets it done even faster. I think Gaethje, we have a chance to see sub him immediately. I think Patty versus Poirier would go very similarly. I think Patty versus...
I disagree with that one. I think Dustin's hands might be a little heavy for Patty.
I think here's a perfect example. Look at Charles and Patty's performance against Tony Ferguson. Practically identical.
But you have to say, Tony is an absolute savage for not tapping to the most disgusting armbar I've ever seen in my life.
Patty had some nasty shit too. He had a crazy triangle in on him.
He had his shit bit. I think he just didn't want to break his arm, respectfully. But I do agree on the Tony saying that is the one he didn't pick. I also feel Tony or Charles liked Tony and honestly didn't just want to just brutally destroy him. But
see, my thing is I understand Patty's had some absolute dog shit performances. He's had some bad ones. But I'm saying the way he subs people, the way he does ground and pound, the way he controls, his wrestling isn't as good as Charles. I'll say that. But I think once he has you under control, he's got you as good as anybody.
Yeah, I don't really disagree with that one.
He's big, he's strong, he's dangerous. If he can't get the submission, he'll beat you up. And if you got the submission, he's gonna sub you.
What's the height differences? Let's see. Both 5'10", 5'11". He's got a 3-inch reach. Just in case he's 37. God damn. I've been watching this man fight for a long time. It's not crazy. I do think that's his best. He's definitely not knocking him out, in my opinion. He hasn't knocked someone out in a long time. So he could stun him and lead to something, but I think that'd definitely be more 4th, 5th roundish. I do think the way to win is attacking the wrestling, getting him up against the fence. You don't want to go in some Max Holloway war with him, going tit for tat on the striking. That's definitely how he loses. That's how Fazib, lost to Justin each time. instead of trying to use that Muay Thai clinch, he's just trying to go jab for jab, leg kick for leg kick. It just doesn't work out. Justin just lives for that shit. So I'm with Patty on YouTube. I could definitely, if he does do a submission, I'm thinking round 4, late 3 maybe.
I can see round 1. He's catching him cold.
I think he's this is his last chance at gold. So I do think, even though he technically got like an interim already, but it's his last chance to go against like the champ. I think first round, I think Justin's going to come out very patient. Because you think about Charles, he came out overly aggressive, sloppy, went south immediately. But then at the same time, he came out with Khabib a little too patient, and that went against him too. So it depends on how he comes out. It's going to be very interesting to see, because he came out 2 different completely styles in both of the championship matches he lost.
See, I think for the biggest thing that was telling to me was during the Fiziev fight when he threw a leg kick. Fiziev got him down like nothing. And Fiziev ain't a grappler. If he's doing it, I don't know what we're going to be doing. I think we're getting a sub.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, honestly, I can't argue with that. So yeah, I mean, we both on Patty. He's definitely the future of the division. And I mean, Ilya's going to stop that momentum, I think, very quickly. You know, what's funny is I actually went to one of the Thursday press conferences where him and Patty first started their little beef. I forgot what fight I was there for, but they had like that pre-conference before the actual one. And that's where they had their like original little, I think it was for Leon and Colby's fight, that they had them on stage, because I was with my brother and he was like, this is awesome, because they were talking. And then I think Sean Strickland was there because he was about to fight DDP. Definitely big on Patty. You know, I love going with Americans, but I think this is the end of Justin Gaethje's road. Very similar path to Dustin Poirier. You just talking about retirement, and once that's in your head, man, you don't want the CTE. You don't want to take that risk in the fight. You know what I mean? Like, you hear Dustin talk about, you know, I saw him point his finger and I figured I'd give it a try, but then I remembered, like, no, you know. So I do think all of those are red flags, and I hate how I wish he would say, I'm gonna beat Patty, and then I'm gonna fight Ilya, and if I win, you know, that call it a day. I hate how he has this roadmap. Oh, I'm going to beat Max then. I think it's very delusional, because I think Max just does the same thing again. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to lose, especially if he's finished. You'll see him hang up the gloves. Maybe not in the cage, but later down the line, they'll make a little edit video for him and he'll retire at a fight or something like that. So we'll see, but I'm with you on Patty. I think he's finally going to get his moment to shine. I'm interested to see it.
I think that does it though, right? I think that's it.
That wraps it up.
Yeah.
Great.
That wraps it up for MMA Control. We're back. And hopefully we get these picks right.
Catch us at DraftKings next weekend here in Chicago.
UFC 325.
Look for us at DraftKings in Chicago. We'll be there. But as always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, it was a blast. And let's make some money this weekend.
Absolutely. Be easy, everybody.